My presentation is on using smartboards in the library. It's by Linda Johnson at linda.johnson77@gmail.com. Smartboards are big, bright, colorful, and highly interactive with the children. Students love smartboards, even the less enthusiastic readers that we get in our libraries. A brief sampling of ideas for the library follows. There are many more things you could do with a smartboard. Most of my examples are from the Smartboard Exchange that is listed here. I'll quickly show you that exchange. Here you have the exchange, and it has all of these different subjects or grades or file types. I can type in library, and then it takes me right to a site that has all library smartboard things that people have already made. I can go to subjects, or I can pick grades, and it can give me, like if I pick kindergarten here, I can get all things that people have made for kindergartners on the smartboard that have to do with the library. You can change these to fit your own library. You do not have to use them exactly as they are. That's perfectly okay with Smartboard and the people who have posted them. It's a great resource to use. All right, so let's get started. About the library. The first thing you could do to teach children about the library using the Smartboard is to go over the rules. And we'll go to our first Smartboard here. And here's one that talks about rules in the library. Lesson objectives, why rules are important, create library rules as a group. And then you go here and you can actually use the tools up here to write the student responses, or the students themselves can write their responses. You can pull these tabs out to ask, why do we need rules? Kids love to pull things out. Here, should animals be in a library? And you can use sounds. All right, so many resources you can use here with that one. I forgot to mention that over here are the exact addresses, the web addresses of the different Smartboard applications I'm showing you. Next, for organization, you want to show the students how the library is organized. Here we have each child in the class. You've put their names ahead of time in a book, and you can put those in ABC order. You can actually drag them over and put them on the correct shelves. You have actual books here that you can move. The kids can come up and touch and move around to get them in the right order alphabetically, or we can decide, oh, where do these go? We put the easy books there and the non-fictions over here. Highly interactive, and the children get a very good idea without having to wander the library out of your sight. They're right there with you, so you can help them. If we want to work more on alphabetical order, how to get things in order in the library, here we have some authors. We can actually use these and put them right down on the shelf and decide, which one goes where. And here's some more. You can have the students show you how to put them in alphabetical order and help them know that the 3 letters do matter, not just the first letter. All right, after that we have one on the Dewey Decimal System. Again, this is just a smattering of what we could do. This is an actual book called The Great Dewey Hunt, and you can go through it. It talks all about the Dewey Decimal System and what the different categories are and why they are organized that way, so they can understand what these numbers are on the books. If you want to teach your children about how to use the online card catalog, here's another one, and it here tells you the standards for the teacher and lesson notes for the teacher, and then it has you here pair share, and you write here some ideas of the card catalog, and then you can actually click on this and it'll actually show you a movie about the library, which we won't watch today, but you can see a movie about the library right here from the Smartboard. It tells you about call numbers, all sorts of things that you could know, that you need to know about using the card catalog in your school. And of course you can make your very own. You don't have to use other people's ideas. And then library skills. We have for third graders by Mrs. Harvey. And Questions, is the book fiction or nonfiction? Here's another page. We have to decide what's the part of the book that holds the pages together. Great questions about books. Okay, our next page, of course, books. The library's all about books. We can use the smartboard to help the students know if a book is fiction or nonfiction. We can talk about what's the difference. The students can come up and circle the fiction books. They can circle the nonfiction books. They can listen and decide if what you play is fiction or nonfiction. If you have a document camera, you can actually put the book you were going to read right there so the students can see the pictures big as life and the words, so nobody's craning their neck and nobody's out there in the library saying, I can't see, I can't see. You can also, if you don't have access to a document camera, I hear they're quite expensive. My school doesn't have one. You can go to the Tumble Book Library and you can I'll pick storybooks, and you can have it read you the book. All right, tiny sampling, but you can have other people read the books for you. Let's see, you can ask questions about the books like you all do during book talks, but here we have the mitten, and if we go forward, we'll read the clues and guess which animal is described. She has a timeline about the mittens. We have Who Loves a Surprise and talks about the different things about the mitten, so you have the questions right there written so the students can see them and process them more easily. There are so many activities you can do with a smartboard and book talks and story groups with your children. Here we have the little red hen, and she goes through and talks about it. You can actually pull things around to know your questions. If you use the eraser up here, we can see what the answers are. We can use the magnifying glass and see what the answers are. Stuff like this that students just love. We can pull this over here and see what the answers are. You can be so creative with your various ways to engage the students so they're not just sitting there spacing out on you. All right, let's see. Activities. Is this the one? Nope, this is another one. Nope, it's a little red hen. I'm sorry. We'll do the next one. Additional information. All right, so you've read a book and like the Bunions, and it talks about how Paul Bunyan and his wife created different natural resources. Well, here you can show pictures of the different things that they say they created. So the pictures are right there, big as life for the students. There's a few more things here on books. Extension activities. If you read The Three Little Firefighters out loud, and then you can go and sort things just like they did in the book. You can sort things by size and have the kids come up and work on that. And of course, authors. There's a wealth of things on the internet about authors, and your smartboard is connected to the internet. So we can go here, right, if you just read one of Rosemary Wells' books, you can go right here to the site. You can look at her and her inspiration, read her biography, all sorts of things that you can do about, to learn right there about the authors of the books. Play videos so that the children get more interested and know more about the authors. As far as technology goes, you can evaluate websites right there. Again, it's so big and colorful, and the children can come right up. They can highlight things, they can circle things, they can cross things out, they can write things, and you can save it if you like. This one's about internet safety, and it talks about the people who use the internets and who write the internet sites, and how you should, if you should trust them, and how to learn about them. Another one is research. If we go in here through Grant Wood, we can go to EBSCO. We can go right here to any of these and have the students come up again and tell us what to put. And you can just click click with your finger if you're actually using a smartboard, and you can learn how to limit your results, how to use EBSCO more precisely. If we want to work on keywords with our older students, what to type in when they're doing a research project, we can go in here to Worldbook. And let's see, we'll just go to Worldbook Kids, and we can actually show the difference between if we type in planets, how many sources we get, and we can go right to them. We could click on them. If we want to go back, let's see, we got 62 items. We could see the difference if we typed in solar system and see how many sites we'd get. We'd only get 14. So show the difference to the kids right there in front of them. Let's see, we have just a few more things. If we go ahead here, general knowledge, you can always just use it as a giant chalkboard, but the children can write on it, and then you can save their work and show it to them next time, or save it for the next year or for another class. You can make Venn diagrams and KWL charts. You can always write notes. A smartboard is just an amazing way to engage the children in their learning, to learn more about books, be more excited about reading, more excited about your library. The sky is the limit. Your imagination is the only thing holding you back. So I would definitely encourage you to give smartboards a try and watch the interest level of your students skyrocket.